All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, the battles on the gridiron on Saturdays in college football might pale in comparison to what is and what will continue to take place between Florida State and the ACC. Now, we all know Florida State is seeking to get out of their grant of rights with the ACC. The ACC is basically countering by saying that, hey, this is an ironclad agreement between school and conference. Now, the courts in North Carolina are siding with the ACC so far, while the Florida courts have Florida State's back. And at the end of the day, this battle is going to get much worse before it gets better, in my opinion. Now, Florida State does not want to give the ACC $130 million to leave the league. Now, the decision of the courts, whomever it rules in favor of, whether it's Florida State or the Atlantic Coast Conference, is going to change the landscape of college football forever. If Florida State is able to get out of their grant of rights with the ACC, this will not only open the floodgates, okay, for schools to leave the ACC to either join the Big Ten or the SEC, it's going to open the floodgates for everybody. Okay. And if you think it's a free for all right now, as far as schools looking to jump leagues in order of a bigger TV payout, guess what? You ain't seen nothing yet. We know that the Big 12, just got four new members into their league from the Pac 12, but I guarantee you all 16 of those schools would be looking at this. The other ACC schools, of course, and just basically programs around the country, period. And like I've said before, as far as this whole scenario with a realignment in college football, this is what happens when nobody is in charge, okay? And we're seeing, the fruits of this. It's one of those where you would say, well, in this legal battle, will Florida State and the ACC be able to find a happy medium? You would hope so, but I'm not holding my breath on it because clearly both conference and school, respectively, are coming out of their pockets so far to pay legal fees for their lawyers, court filings, you name it. And that those numbers are only going to continue to grow. Now, in a situation like this, you would say, okay, maybe school and conference could find a happy median that would benefit everybody involved. But if you're the ACC right now, okay, you have more to lose by this court battle than Florida State does. And the reason why I say it is this. Let's say the ACC and Florida State were to agree, okay, to settle this. And let's just say part of the settlement is, hey, instead of paying us 130 million, you pay us 50 million, give up certain, TV monies, through the contract, whatever. I guarantee you the other schools that are looking to leave the ACC are going to see that and say, hey, you know what? Well, what about us? Okay. So it's one of those where the grant of rights clearly is there to help everybody work together. It's also there to kind of be a deterrent, if you will, for schools to leave a conference like this. But Florida State and their officials feel that, you know what, there are loopholes for them to get out of this, and this is why they're battling the legality of it. And like I said before, the ACC is going to stand by the fact that they feel that they have themselves an ironclad deal here. So I really, because of that, I don't think that you might be able to find a happy median. I think this thing is going to go to court. I think this thing is going to go the distance, and I think it's a scenario where the court rulings and whoever is one of those where one judge's ruling, to me, I don't think is going to settle this. There's going to be appeals for the loser of this battle. you name it. So, what are the chances if Florida State leaves the ACC? I still think those chances are very good because clearly the Seminoles have shown that they don't want to be there and they want a bigger piece of the financial pie. The ACC is trying to hold on for dear life because, again, like I said before, if Florida State gets out of this, the floodgates are opening up. Clemson wants to leave as well. It wouldn't surprise me if Virginia and North Carolina leave as well. I continue to say this. I'm not trying to sound like a broken record on these podcasts, but guess what? It's only a matter of time before we get to a 20-team college football league. And I think this court ruling, if it rules in the favor of Florida State, would definitely expedite that. Okay, so the ACC is trying to hold on as a conference. Florida State is looking to get out of this. These are the early stages of this bout. Okay, these are the early rounds. But at the end of the day, like I said before, this fight is going to go the distance. So just sit down in your chair, get a good ringside seat, if you will, for this battle between Florida State and the ACC. It's not even going to be a 12 rounder. It's going to be an old school 15 rounder. Okay. And there aren't going to be any knockdowns or knockouts, and we're going to have to go to the scorecards at the end of it. But nonetheless, this battle will only get continued. This battle will only get more intense as Florida State looks to get out of the ACC, and the ACC is saying no way, Jose. So let's see where this thing goes from here. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.